welcome to Live Smart Kenya, where we change our mindsets. Now, today we are going to talk about time, okay? And now, before I start talking about that, I'm gonna ask you a question, okay? So, if I gave you 150 Kenyan shillings and told you I need you to take yourself to Hotel Kempinski, which is one of the most expensive hotels around, and have dinner by yourself, and assuming that you don't even have any other source of income whatsoever, it's just the 150 that I'm gonna give you, you will probably look at me and my picture to you is gonna look like I'm crazy, right? Because that 150 amount of money is never enough, okay? It can't even pay you the transport to the very same place. So I wanted to use this 150 shillings to convert it into a time range. So if I ask you like, are you gonna live to 150 years old? You're gonna tell me yes, okay? But listen, not even most people don't even reach 100 years old, okay? Look around you. We have a couple of celebrities, not even a couple, many celebrities who didn't even hit 50 years old, okay? And I'm gonna mention to you for you a few. We have Amy Winehouse, we have Bob Marley, we have Lucky Dube, we have Michael Jackson, we have Bruce Lee, we have Tupac Shakur, we have this ex guy that died last week, we have many other people, Whitney Houston or Hoffman, this Hollywood guy. And listen, time is very limited, okay? And most people live like they have unlimited amount of time, just following this YOLO concept. Let me just be honest with you. The YOLO concept, this you only live once concept, that's a stupid person's mindset, okay? And since we have a limited amount of time, the goal is not to waste it. The goal is to use the very little time that we have to immortalize ourselves, okay? And you can look through history. We remember of people like Confucius. This is a guy who used to live 300 years ago. That is three generations down the lane, and now we still remember about the same guy. We have Steve Jobs, we have Marcus Aurelius, we have Epictetus, we have legends like Socrates, we have Plato, we have many other people that lived a long time ago, the Wright brothers. And now we still remember about these people because they found out that they didn't have all the time on earth. They found that they were not in harmony with river time, which is always flowing every single day in, every single day out, okay? And they realized that time waits for no man. Every single day that they woke up, time was ticking, okay? Time doesn't sleep. And now they engage themselves into immortalizing themselves, into bringing a change, into doing legendary stuff that is gonna immortalize themselves, and now we remember them. But now look around your social circle. How many people did you know that are now dead? How many? Many people. Trust me, 5 years down the lane, or 10 years, or 20 years down the lane, we will never remember these people. We won't even have, we just have faint memory of the same people. Why? Because they didn't bring a change into the world. They didn't do stuff that we can remember, that the world can remember about, okay? We have Nelson Mandela. This is a guy who used the little time that he had very wisely. This is a guy who spent 27 years in jail. Wow, 27 years in jail. I'm not even 27 years old. So ever since I was born till now and few years to come, this guy was in jail. But the moment that he got out, he realized that I don't have all the time with me. So he engaged his mind into fighting for freedom, into fighting for what he believed in. And now we remember him. We even have holidays about Nelson Mandela where the whole world just goes into a standstill just to remember this guy. Ask yourself, when you die, is this gonna be happening? Will the world have will the world come into a standstill just to celebrate your life? Ask yourself, okay? If you died right now, will the local news and the international news feature you? If not, then you're living the wrong way. You're living, you're just drifting through life. You don't even know what your purpose is. And I'm not being a pessimist here. I'm just being a realist here, because we're talking about something that is really limited, something that we don't even have in plenty. Okay, just the same way we go to the store to buy a bread, and you check the expiry date. The moment that you were born, your life is bound to have an expiry date. So ask yourself, are you gonna eat your bread the right time before it expires, or are you just gonna put it and wait for the expiry date, which is you're just gonna have to throw it away? Ask yourself that. And if you find that you're waiting for the expiry date to throw the bread away, then eat it right now. Okay? So the moment the main point is use the little time that you have very, very wisely. Okay? We don't have every single minute that we think we have in this world. We don't really have that. Okay, so you can make a point of trying to bring a change, of trying to do legendary deeds that the world is going to remember, that the next three generations are going to remember you for. I'm a big fan of Confucius. This is the guy who loved knowledge so much that he could even go without food for a day just to investigate knowledge. Okay? And even kings would even want to bow down to him for advice. Okay? And this is a guy who lived 300 generations down the lane. Okay? And I still treasure him. And it's 2018. So ask yourself, are the people that are going to be living in 5018, are they going to remember you? If not, then you should do something about yourself. If you really love yourself, then you have to really find a way to immortalize yourself, because it is the law of nature for human beings to die, and nobody can really escape nature. Okay, in the modern world we can have corruption where you go and buy something that you didn't have, but you can really engage in corruption deeds with nature. Nature flows the way it wants. It's the boss. Okay, and be careful of thinking that the laws of nature are not gonna apply to you. They're gonna apply to you. We've had a lot of rich people, Michael Jackson, Paul Walker, but they died. They can't really buy the time, and they had all the money that they had in the world. And the way most of us are living, we're living as if it's gonna reach a point where we're 80 years old, and now we want to buy time again and go back to 20 years old, which is very, very impossible feat to undertake. And there was this guy, Stephen Hawking. At some point he had this the famous physicist, he died by the way. He said he thought that it's gonna reach a point where we're gonna be aging in reverse, where you're gonna be 80 years old, but now you're gonna be aging in reverse. You go like 80, 79, 78. But a few years down the lane, he did his research well, and he got his facts on the table, and he corrected his mistake. He said, unfortunately for you and me, all the time, all the life that we have is moving forward, and we can really reverse it no matter what we do. Okay, so listen, life is all about eliminating people and creating space for other people. If you don't know, so if you don't use the time slice that you've been given, those other people are not gonna make you a legend. Okay, they're never gonna celebrate you. They're never gonna hold holidays for you. You will be forever gone, and 10 years down the line everybody is gonna forget about you, and only the people who love you are gonna have faint memories about you. So what you can do is immortalize yourself. Be so good to ignore. Be so good that everybody is gonna remember you even when they didn't like you. Adolf Hitler. Everybody remembers this guy right now, okay? And he's the guy who killed a lot of Germany, a lot of, not even Germany, Jews. I don't know. I don't really know about him much, but he's a legend. Okay, most people don't like him, but they still remember him. So you can find yourself a way to immortalize yourself too. and you don't really have to focus on the negative, because if you focus on living or making a negative impact, the world is gonna find a way to catch your life. Okay, like they did to this guy. So no, yeah, he's gonna find a way to catch your life. So what you need to do is focus on the positive, such that people are gonna celebrate you. People are gonna be happy when your name is mentioned. Okay, so I don't want to make this video long. If you feel like you've learned something, please share this video to other people, because most people are living like they have a limited amount of time, which is a very wrong way of living. Okay, so as I said, the best time to start was 10 years ago, and the second best time to start is right now. So then, be smart.